guys, this video is for our 2-year-old's room for June, week 2. And all month long, our bottom line is, who can trust God? I can trust God. And our memory verse is, I trust in God. I am not afraid. Psalm 56:11. So last week we learned about John 3:16 and that God gave us Jesus. And this week we are hearing the story of Jericho from the book of Joshua, where they marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times, and on the 7th time, they blew their trumpets and the walls fell down. And our story focus is, we can trust God's plan. And so it says here, we can trust God's plan. Then we will hear the story of a guy named Joshua and his battle against Jericho. Joshua had a choice to make, and it all came down to whether or not he trusted God and his plan. God's plan for Joshua worked, and we want our preschoolers to know that they can press play and trust God's plan for them too. So heading over to our leader guide for this week. Before a large group starts, one of the little intro activities that you can do is called Fall Down. So you're just going to have the kiddos stand in front of you, and you're going to have them do a movement, and then fall to the floor. So you're going to say, okay, friends, today we're here a Bible story about a wall that falls down. Girls, out for right now. Shut the door, please. And then you're going to say, we're going to do some fun movements and then fall down just like the wall in our Bible story. So are you ready? First, everybody jump up and down. Okay, now we're going to fall to the ground. And you might have to model how to fall to the ground kind of gently. And then do it again. Okay, everyone run in place. Now we're going to fall down. Pretend to climb a wall. Now fall down. And then you can just kind of do that a couple of times and say, great job, guys. That was so much fun. Now we're going to hear our Bible story. And another intro activity that you can do before the Bible story is, I meant to before I started this video, I've got some big giant Jenga blocks that I'm going to bring. Actually, I think this would be best, I know, if you just use the big foam blocks. That would probably be best for this activity. So we're going to use the foam blocks. And you're going to say, okay, guys, can you help me build a wall? And then we're going to work together and build a wall that's really tall with these blocks. And then we're going to knock it down. So maybe have kids take turns coming up and knocking it down. And then say, that was so much fun. We're going to hear a Bible story about a wall that falls down too. Then you'll head out to large group to hear the story of Jericho. When you get back, you're going to do your memory verse activity. Or this is one of the activities that you can do when you get back. And what you're going to do for that, that goes over there. You're just going to give kiddos this page that says, I trust in God and am not afraid. So you're going to practice that memory verse with the motions a few times. And then you don't even have to get the tables out for this. You can just have the kids sit down on the floor after you practice the memory verse. Sorry. And you're going to give them just these little stickers. And they're just going to put the smiley face stickers on their sheet, just 4 of them. And then you can practice the memory verse a few more times. Or maybe you could even say, okay, after each time we say it, we're going to put 1 smiley face sticker on our sheet and practice it 4 times. That might be another way you do it. Then the next activity is called Story Song. So what you're going to do is you're going to march around the room as you sing the story song, and do the motions together. And you're going to talk about how we can trust God's plan because God's plan is always best. So you're going to say, okay, friends, come stand with me, and we're going to march like Joshua. In our Bible story, Joshua trusted God and did what he said, and God made the wall fall down. So we're going to pretend that we're Joshua, and I just want you to do what I do and say what I say. So this is to the tune of Here We Go Around the Mulberry Bush. So I'm marching around Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. I'm marching around Jericho, 'cause I can trust God. Listen as I blow my horn, blow my horn, blow my horn. Listen as I blow my horn, 'cause I can trust God. And you're going to, pretend like you're blowing your horn with your hands. And then the next one, I will give a great big shout, great big shout, great big shout. I will give a great big shout because I can trust God. And you're going to say, okay, everybody shout, yeah! And then the wall will come falling down, falling down, falling down. The wall will come falling down because I can trust God. And then have everyone fall down. And you can march around and do that again. And then at the end, just say, okay, guys, Joshua trusted God's plan and did what God said. We can trust God's plan and do what God says too. So who can trust God? I can trust God. That's right. Then we will have a big circle on the floor. I haven't taped it yet. I'm going to make a big circle on the floor. And you're going to have children march around the circle 7 times. And on the 7th time, you're going to have them fall down. So you're going to say, now I see a big circle on our floor. Let's march around it. We're going to march around it 7 times. And then we're going to fall just like our wall did in our story today. And then at the end, God has a plan for all of us, and we can trust his plan. So who can trust God? I can trust God. And then finally, your craft activity is called Toot Your Horn. And so what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, kids, we're going to make a horn to blow like they did in our Bible story today. So we've got all these little horns here. I would first put the kid's name on the label down at the bottom, because then they're going to wrap their label long ways like this around their horn, and then it will say their name right there. So you're going to say, I have a label for you to put on first, and it tells you where we can find today's Bible story. So let's put that on our horn. Okay, next we're going to decorate our horn with a heart and a smiley face sticker, okay? So then I have these heart stickers and these smiley face stickers. I just did mine like that. You can barely see the heart sticker because it kind of blends in with the green. Heart and a smiley face. And then you're going to say, today we learned about a man named Joshua, and he was the leader of God's army. God told Joshua that he would take the city of Jericho, even though they had a great big wall around it. God told Joshua to march around the wall for 6 days. Joshua didn't understand how God's plan would work, but he trusted God, and he and his army marched around the wall for 6 days. Then, on day 7, God told Joshua to march around the wall 7 times and blow their horn. So let's blow our horns. Great job. And what day did they blow their horns? Day 7. That's right. Let's blow our horns again. Joshua didn't understand it, but he trusted God's plan. The wall came down and they won, because God is amazing. Sometimes we may not understand how God's plans work, but we can trust God. So who can trust God? I can trust God. And that is it for this week, my friends. Thank you so much for serving. I'm so appreciative that you guys are laying the foundation for our littlest ones at Oak Ridge Kids. So grateful for every single one of you. Thank you for serving, and we'll see you on Sunday.